Okay, so get ready because we're about to explore some pretty surprising ways to boost your wellness routine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're diving deep into this unexpected world of Tizepe Pitaya,
Tizepe Pitaya.
which is dragon fruit, for anyone who's not familiar.
Right.
And we're pairing that with the earthy goodness of green thyme.
Okay.
You know, you might be thinking those two together, really, but there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
I bet.
Our source today is Pitaya and thyme recipes for holistic wellness.
Okay.
And it's not just some trendy foodie fad.
Right.
There's some real depth to these recipes, both in terms of flavor and the potential health benefits.
That's great. I mean, what's so fascinating about this cookbook is how it just goes so far beyond simply listing out recipes. It really delves into this synergy between the two ingredients and how they work together to enhance our well-being.
Definitely piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
This green thyme wellness soup with pitaya garnish.
Okay.
I have to admit the combination sounds a little out there to me. Yeah.
Nutrient-packed greens, simmered in broth, topped with bright, juicy cubes of pitaya. Help me understand this.
Well, think about the contrast. You've got the earthy, depth of thyme and vegetables, and then this surprising burst of sweetness and this almost tropical vibe from the pitaya.
Interesting.
It's not just about making a unique flavor profile, it's playing with textures and temperatures, too.
Right.
So, that chilled pitaya against a warm soup
Oh, yeah.
creates just a delightful sensory experience.
I can see how that would add another dimension to the dish.
Absolutely.
Speaking of sensory experiences,
Yeah.
let's move on to the Tizepe Pitaya and green thyme smoothie bowl.
Okay.
This one really caught my eye.
Yeah.
It's not every day you see thyme making its way into a breakfast smoothie.
Right, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
The thyme adds this subtle herbaceous note that just really complements the sweetness of the pitaya and banana.
Okay.
Plus, you're getting this huge dose of antioxidants from both ingredients.
Wow.
Did you know that pitaya is particularly rich in betalains? I've heard of betalains, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize they were so prominent in pitaya.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They've been linked to anti-inflammatory and detoxifying properties.
So this smoothie bowl is not just a pretty picture.
No, it's not.
It's packing a serious nutritional punch.
Exactly. And it's so versatile.
Oh, yeah?
You can just customize it with whatever toppings you want. Crunchy granola chia seeds, drizzle of honey.
Okay.
It's like a blank canvas for creating a delicious and nutritious breakfast that'll just set you up to feel energized and focused all day.
Okay. I'm sold on breakfast.
Okay.
What about lunch? Does this cookbook have any recipes that would fit the bill?
It does, and this one might surprise you even more.
Okay.
It's a green thyme and pitaya salad.
Salad, really?
Now, you might be thinking salad, really, but trust me, this is not your average salad.
Okay.
It takes that classic base of mixed greens and elevates it with this unique sweetness. From the pitaya, the crunch of toasted walnuts, and then the salty tang of feta cheese.
Hold on. Salty, sweet, crunchy, all in one salad.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot going on there.
It is.
I'm curious how those flavors all work together.
Yeah.
Is this kind of flavor combination common in a particular cuisine?
That's a great question. You actually see this interplay of sweet and salty and savory in a lot of Asian cuisines.
Okay.
Think about like Thai or Vietnamese dishes,
Right.
where they often use fruit and herbs and then salty ingredients like fish sauce to create this balanced and complex flavor profile.
Interesting.
So this salad seems to be drawing inspiration from those traditions, but with a unique pitaya and thyme twist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about throwing random ingredients together.
Right.
There's a real culinary thought process behind these pairings.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the dressing.
Oh, the dressing.
A simple blend of olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and pepper just brings it all together beautifully.
Right. We've covered breakfast, lunch.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this cookbook doesn't leave us hanging when it comes to drinks.
You guessed it, they have a recipe for pitaya and thyme-infused water. It's incredibly refreshing, and it's a subtle way to enjoy those benefits of both ingredients throughout the day.
Infused water always seems so basic to me.
Yeah.
I'm picturing lemon slices, maybe some cucumber.
Yeah.
How does this one stand out?
Think of it as hydration with flair.
Okay.
You've got those visually stunning slices of pitaya with the sprigs of thyme, and the water takes on this delicate pink hue.
Beautiful.
Plus, thyme is known for its aroma.
Right.
So even the scent of this infused water can be incredibly soothing and uplifting.
It sounds much more appealing than my usual plain water routine.
Yeah, I think so.
And you mentioned the potential benefits of thyme.
Yeah.
What exactly can it offer?
Well, thyme has been used for centuries in traditional medicine for its various properties.
Right.
It contains thymol, which has potent antibacterial and antifungal properties.
Wow.
Some studies suggest that thyme tea might help with digestion and even soothe coughs.
So this seemingly simple infused water could actually be quite beneficial.
It really could.
I'm starting to see how Pitaya and thyme recipes for holistic wellness lives up to its name.
Yeah.
It's not just about delicious food. It's about incorporating these ingredients into our lives in a way that supports our overall well-being.
Exactly, and we've only just scratched the surface.
I bet.
There are so many more recipes in this cookbook, each with its own unique twist on the pitaya and thyme pairing.
This is definitely making me rethink my usual go-to ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm already starting to brainstorm ways I could use pitaya and thyme in my own cooking.
That's the spirit, and that's what's so exciting about exploring new ingredients and flavor combinations.
Yeah.
It opens up this whole new world of culinary possibilities.
So we've got soup, a smoothie bowl, a salad, infused water,
Right.
all featuring this unexpected yet intriguing duo.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I'm curious, are there any potential downsides or things to consider when using pitaya or thyme regularly?
That's a great point. It's always wise to be mindful of how new ingredients might affect you.
Right.
With pitaya, the main thing to consider is its sugar content. While it is a good source of fiber, it's still a fruit and contains natural sugars.
Right.
So moderation is key, especially if you're watching your sugar intake.
Good to know. What about thyme? Are there any precautions to keep in mind?
Thyme is generally considered safe for most people when consumed in normal food amounts.
Okay.
However, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, it's always best to consult with your doctor before adding large amounts of any herb to your diet.
That's a good reminder. It's always best to err on the side of caution and check with a healthcare professional if you have any concerns.
Definitely.
So with those precautions in mind, let's move on to the next part of our deep dive.
Okay. As we delve deeper into this cookbook, I'm really struck by how it blends culinary creativity with this genuine understanding of holistic wellness.
It definitely feels like more than just a collection of recipes.
Right.
There's a real philosophy behind it.
Exactly. Take the way they incorporate thyme, for example.
Okay.
It's not just there for... Its flavor thyme has been used for centuries in traditional medicine,
Oh,
particularly in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cultures.
interesting.
It was believed to have purifying properties and was often used in rituals and ceremonies.
That's fascinating. I had no idea about thyme's historical significance.
Yeah.
So it's almost like these recipes are tapping into ancient wisdom while still feeling modern and fresh.
Precisely. And it's not just about the history. Modern science is starting to back up some of those traditional uses.
Okay.
We talked about thymol, but thyme also contains other compounds like carvacrol and rosmarinic acid,
Right.
which have shown antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects in studies.
So sprinkling thyme on our food could be doing more than just adding flavor.
Yeah.
It could be contributing to our overall health.
That's the idea, and when you combine those properties with the nutritional powerhouse that is pitaya,
Right.
you're really creating a synergy that can benefit your well-being on multiple levels.
Speaking of pitaya, I've always been fascinated by its vibrant color.
Yeah.
Does the color change when cooked, or does it stay that beautiful fuchsia?
That's a great question. The color can actually become a bit more muted when cooked,
Oh,
especially if it's exposed to heat for a longer time, but it still retains a lovely pink hue,
Okay,
adding visual appeal to any dish.
good to know. It would be a shame to lose that vibrant color.
Hmm.
I'm also curious about the different varieties of pitaya.
Yeah.
I know there's the pink-skinned one with white flesh,
Right?
but I've also seen ones with red flesh.
Yeah.
Do they all have similar flavor profiles?
That's another excellent question. You're right, there are several varieties of pitaya, and they do have subtle differences in flavor.
Okay.
The white fleshed variety is the most common and has a slightly milder, sweeter taste.
Okay.
The red-fleshed pitaya, on the other hand, is known for being a bit more tart and tangy.
That's good to keep in mind when choosing which one to use in a recipe.
Absolutely.
So we've talked a lot about the individual benefits of pitaya and thyme,
Right.
but I'm wondering if there are any specific conditions or health concerns where this pairing might be particularly beneficial.
That's a really interesting angle to explore, given their combined antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties.
Yeah.
It's conceivable that this pairing could be helpful for people with inflammatory conditions,
Okay.
like arthritis or certain skin conditions.
That makes sense. And with pitaya being a good source of fiber,
Yes.
it could also be beneficial for digestive health.
Absolutely. Fiber is essential for maintaining a healthy gut microbiome, which plays a crucial role in our overall well-being.
I'm starting to see how this cookbook goes beyond just promoting delicious food.
Yeah.
It's really about using food as a tool to support a holistic approach to health.
Exactly. And it encourages a mindset shift from viewing food solely as a source of pleasure
Right.
to recognizing its potential to heal and nourish our bodies.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's not about depriving ourselves or following restrictive diets,
Right.
but rather about making mindful choices that benefit both our taste buds and our well-being.
Couldn't have said it better myself, and that's what makes this exploration of Pitaya and Thyme so exciting. It's about rediscovering the power of food and how it can be a source of both pleasure and vitality.
So we've covered the history, the science, the potential health benefits.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about the practical side of things.
Okay.
For someone who's never cooked with pitaya or thyme before, are there any tips or tricks you'd recommend?
Great question. When it comes to pitaya, choosing a ripe one is key.
Okay.
Look for fruits that are bright in color with a slight give when you press gently.
Okay.
As for thyme, it's a hardy herb that can be used fresh or dried.
Oh, okay.
Fresh thyme will have a more potent flavor, while dried thyme is more concentrated.
So if I'm using dried thyme, I should probably use less of it, right?
Exactly. Start with a smaller amount and adjust taste. You can always add more, but you can't take it away once it's in the dish.
Good advice. And in terms of flavor pairings, what other ingredients do you think would complement pitaya and thyme well?
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Right.
I think citrus fruits like lime and lemon would go beautifully with both pitaya and thyme. Their acidity would balance the sweetness of the pitaya and enhance the herbaceousness of the thyme.
I can see that working really well,
Mm-hmm.
especially in something like a salad dressing or a marinade.
Right.
What about something a little more unexpected?
Well, I think pitaya and thyme could play surprisingly well with spicy flavors.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe a pitaya and thyme salsa with a touch of jalapeno,
Okay.
or a pitaya and thyme marinade for grilled shrimp with a hint of chili powder.
Those are great ideas.
Yeah.
It's amazing how just talking about these ingredients sparks so much creativity.
I know.
It makes me want to experiment in the kitchen and see what unique flavor combinations I can come up with.
That's the beauty of culinary exploration. It's all about pushing boundaries and challenging our preconceived notions about what goes well together.
I think this cookbook has definitely done that for me.
Yeah.
It's opened my eyes to a whole new world of flavor possibilities and reminded me of the importance of using food as a tool for holistic wellness.
I'm so glad to hear that, and I hope our listeners feel inspired to embark on their own culinary adventures with pitaya and thyme.
Well, before we send them off on their culinary journeys, I think we have time for one more segment.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
but I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder, a final thought to spark their imaginations.
I love that idea. What thought-provoking question do you have for them today?
So before we send our listeners off on their culinary journeys, I want to encourage everyone to grab a copy of Pitaya and Thyme recipes for holistic wellness.
Yes, it's beautifully written and just filled with the most stunning photography. It'll make you want to run right to your kitchen and start experimenting.
And the recipes themselves are incredibly approachable, even for people who might be new to cooking with Pitaya or Thyme.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job of breaking down each step and providing helpful tips along the way so you can feel really confident creating these delicious and nutritious dishes at home.
It's really inspiring to see how they've taken these two seemingly different ingredients and woven them together to make this beautiful and cohesive culinary tapestry.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of culinary creativity and the endless possibilities that await when we're willing to explore beyond, the familiar.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me, and I hope it sparked a similar sense of curiosity and inspiration in our listeners.
Me too. I have certainly enjoyed our conversation and the opportunity to, delve into this rich history and fascinating science and the unexpected delights of this unique pairing.
So as we wrap up, what's the one key takeaway you would want our listeners to remember from our exploration of Pitaya and Thyme?
I think it's the reminder that food can be so much more than just sustenance.
Right.
It can be a source of healing, a catalyst for creativity, and a way to connect with ourselves and the world around us.
Beautifully said, and I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Pitaya and Thyme.
It's been my pleasure sharing this culinary journey with you and our listeners.
Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and happy cooking.